Sullivan Elementary is home to the Mighty Jaguars, where 386 students firmly believe in their school motto, "If you dream it, you can achieve it." These students and staff accomplish success with a positive attitude of reaching outcomes through daily educational opportunities in mind. This campus is named after C.W. Sullivan, who relocated his family to San Benito when they bought a house and settled here from North Dakota in 1920. Mr. Sullivan owned farmland and ventured into real estate. He also served on the San Benito School Board from 1931 through 1946, serving as president during many of those years. Both he and his wife were firm believers in a good education for everyone and were active in promoting those beliefs. In keeping with the Sullivan's approach, there are plenty of occasions for obtaining a quality education at this campus. On today's Insider, Principal Stephanie Ramirez will explain what students and staff are doing to stay focused and achieve success.
Our school, Sullivan Elementary, is named after Cyrus Warren Sullivan. And Mr. Sullivan is actually from North Dakota, but he actually came to the Rio Grande Valley on a land excursion trip. And he was so impressed with the valley that he decided to move his family from North Dakota to San Benito, Texas. He ventured into real estate, and then he handled purchase of land for people that lived outside of Texas. He managed over 60 properties from Brownsville to McAllen. So he operated their farms as well. So because of that, I do want to bring kind of the farming aspect back into our school. And next year I would like to have a Sullivan school farm and get in contact with the Cameron County Extension Office and work with someone in the Master Gardeners program to help us sponsor this and get this project started for next school year. One of the initiatives that we focused on this school year was on our culture and climate. And we incorporated the PBIS, which is a positive behavior intervention system. And because our mascot is a jaguar, we use the acronym ROARS for our PBIS. Students are reminded, and they also practice the behavior expectations, and they're reminded to be respectful, organized, have a good attitude, be responsible, and also be safe in all areas of our school campus. And that could be in the classroom, it could be in the hallways, the restroom, the cafeteria, as they're entering the classroom, being dismissed from the classroom as well, and at recess. One other thing that we incorporated with our PBIS is a consistent color code system. And the reason that we incorporated this is because teachers from different grade levels had different consequences and rewards in their classrooms. And we know that some parents do have children in different grade levels in our school, so we wanted a way that parents would understand our behavior expectations, but also would understand the rewards and consequences that their child could earn based on their behavior. So children have the opportunity to go home on a green, which means they had a good day, or a yellow, which means there might have been something that needed to be addressed during the day, but they changed their behavior and made it a better day. Or if they went home on a red, that means they did something that was pretty serious and warranted a parent phone call. It has had a positive impact on our behavior. Again, students do look forward to doing the right thing. One other thing that we offer too is our extended libraries. So our librarian, Mrs. Robinson, does a really fabulous job of instilling the love of reading with our students. And so on Wednesdays, she gives of her time, she volunteers her time every Wednesday from 3:15 to 5:15 to invite families to come in and read with their students. So while they're here, the students do read, and they also take accelerated reader test. So a solid academic foundation is essential in helping our students on their path of success throughout education, but we also feel that we want to develop the whole child. So we do have extracurricular activities for our students through the after-school program, and one of them is our Thespians and Art Club. I know we're barely in February right now, but I know we are already looking ahead and starting to plan for next school year. So one of the things that we will be doing once our testing season is done is, looking at our data and setting up our plans for next school year, and trying to see what interventions we can provide for our students, but also enrichment, because we do have some children that are quite successful in the classroom, and we also need to provide enrichment activities for them as well. Another initiative that I would like to incorporate next school year is project-based learning. I had the opportunity to visit a neighboring school district that was implementing project-based learning for their first year. And we got to observe a kindergarten classroom, and it was fascinating to see how engaged the kindergarten students were involved in the learning. The students were focusing on a unit about the human body, and with the project-based learning they incorporate literacy as well. So they were reading a story about a little girl that broke her wrist, and one of the projects that the students had to do is they had to create a cast for the child with the supplies that they were provided. So it was really great to see the children work in groups. The teacher works more as a facilitator. So the children have to work together, ask for input from other students in their group, and come up with a plan that's going to make the product be successful. So it's really interesting to see how the children were engaged, how involved they are. But the most important thing I think about the project-based learning is that children learn to become problem solvers, critical thinking, but the most important thing is working collaboratively, which will be a lifelong skill that they will need in their futures.
As you just heard, there are some amazing things happening at Sullivan Elementary. There are also countless events happening district-wide. Just as Mr. Sullivan had a love for farmlands, the community of San Benito and the school district are definitely known for their love of agriculture and for keeping the tradition alive at Livestock Show events. The winning tradition starts early through an involvement in the Junior FFA program, where students start competing with projects as early as the 3rd grade. In preparation for the biggest livestock show of the year in Mercedes, students have been taking part in local shows, including the JROTC Ag Show and the Sunny Brazil Classic.
Today we're out here at the JROTC District Livestock Show. All the chapters from the entire district, from Lyford all the way down to Brownsville, headed on down to San Benito, our beautiful ag barn that we have here, the Sunny Brazil Agricultural Complex, and they come to exhibit their animals. They have their cattle, their sheep, their lambs, their goats, their pigs, and they're just coming to compete to see who has the best animals in terms of quality of meat production. Today I'm here representing the Texas FFA Association. I'm currently a Texas FFA State Officer for the Area 10 Association. I'm here to just help facilitate the show, help the district officers with anything they need in terms of the microphone work or any of the paperwork, and I'm just here to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Today is a day that they're going to be doing a practice sort of trial run for their projects, and the projects consist of steers, heifers, different types of swines, and the lambs and goats. That allows them to practice for the show that happens every year in March at the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show in Mercedes. So today is simply a practice run, but at the same time, not only do they express the quality of the animal that they have raised, but also the showmanship of the individual students. How well can they handle the project that they've been raising for several weeks already?
Well, FFA has been something that I've loved since I was a little kid. I've joined FFA here at San Benito High School when I was in 3rd grade. It started off as just raising animals. It started off coming out to the farm, raising pigs, raising steers, and coming out and seeing all that. And there's an entirely different aspect of FFA. This is one side of it. All the animals, all the livestock shows. The other side is all the leadership aspects. There's a lot of competitions, competitive events that you can compete in FFA, and I took that route. I loved animals, I did this all my life, but I took the route of the leadership. I excelled through the organization in terms of officer positions, and now I'm at where I'm at today at state office. So I preside over the state, I put together conferences. Actually this weekend I have something to put on in McAllen, so I'm balancing school and FFA in terms of going around the state, traveling all over the place. So it's something that I've always loved, and it's something that I look to pursue, especially this year and the rest of my life, in terms of giving back to the association.
Every day, the animal has to be fed in the morning and in the evening. It must also be exercised, because when they go to competition, what they're looking for is the muscle tone, the structure, and how the animal behaves in the arena. Okay, all that allows the individual to set aside time in their busy schedules to have practice with their project. Many times what happens is that, we'll give an example of a steer. The steers are pretty big. They could be 600, 800, 1,000 pounds. And an individual like you and I are going to be probably 180, 225 pounds. Well, that's quite a bit of difference in weight, but if the individual student has been working with the animal, then the animal will listen to the commands given to by the individual. And that's where the practice comes in, because the day of the actual judging, remember what I said, it's not just a project, it's also how the student handles the animal, okay? So it makes a lot of difference.
Well, if I'd have to tell something to young FFA members or kids that aren't involved in this organization, I would just say to please get involved. This is an organization that, like I said, teaches a lot of responsibility, respect, honesty, and it's something that you can apply later on in life. This organization is primarily a leadership organization. Now, people think that, okay, you're going to go out and raise animals and it's all about agriculture, but in the reality of it, we're teaching leadership skills, but we use agriculture as the platform. We teach you all these work skills and technical skills that you can use later on in life through agriculture. So it's all things that you can learn here and apply later on in life, maybe in college, maybe in your career, or later on in any endeavor that you plan to pursue.
We want to let the community know that this event is here on a Friday, that look forward to next year because it will happen again. Here again, our facility is at Sunny Brazil, located at the back of San Benito Veterans Memorial Academy campus. There is no charge for the participation here, for attendance. And then we look forward to inviting them on January 28th, which is a Saturday. We have our own Sunny Brazil Classic show right here in this facility. Come and join us, have some fun. Join us in our concession stand as well.
Today, San Benito FFA is putting on their annual Sunny Brazil Classic Prospect Show, which is a show that's leading up to the big show in March, the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. It's an opportunity for kids to come out and exhibit their lamb, goat, hog, and cattle projects. There'll be hogs here that are probably being fed for different shows throughout the state and region. I would say the bigger pigs here are probably being fed to go on to the San Antonio Livestock Show in 2 or 3 weeks. And then your more moderate sized pigs are going to be fed for your probably your Star Hidalgo County show in early March, and of course the big Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show in mid-March. Well, today's show is going to serve as a good experience in terms of the kids being able to go out there and experience having their animals in the ring and exhibiting them to a judge such as myself today, and it'll give them a good indicator of where they stand right now in terms of where they need to be in the end. There's something they can improve upon between now and their final show. Hopefully they'll get some indicators of that today through the judging of their animals. But it's a good experience not only for the animals themselves, as for the exhibitor too.
Today we're holding our 7th annual Sunny Brazil Classic. It's where you have a chance to show your animals. You show pigs, hogs, steers, goats, and lambs here. It's important because our terminal show in March during spring break, it helps us get ready and showing our animals, practice, and our showmanship skills for that show. They learn great leadership skills here, and a lot of practice in showing, which is very important because showmanship is about 50% of what counts in these shows. While you're here at the show, just have fun, stay calm. When you're showing, always smile at the judge, and yeah, just stay calm.
Well, there's a lot of different ways that the FFA molds kids. Of course, you have the livestock projects, which is probably the main aspect of things that most people are aware of. But even kids that don't have an opportunity to raise an animal, they'll still have other opportunities in FFA through leadership events and programs, judging contests in the spring, and FFA offers a multitude of awards and scholarships to kids from all backgrounds. So it's not just an animal or livestock organization. There's a lot of leadership and values involved in the FFA program.
Today I'm showing my Hampshire pig, and right now I'm helping out in the lamb show. It's just another prospect show for kids to bring out their animals and learn and see what else they need to improve for their hogs, and another step closer to Mercedes. You learn learn a lot of things: responsibility, how to care for an animal, leadership, confidence to go out there and show an animal, because it takes a lot. Not everyone can do that. And that's a lot.
Well, I think if there's any questions in their mind as to whether FFA is for them or not, I'd highly suggest that they contact one of the FFA advisors here in the San Benito School District and feel for what there is to offer them individually.
While FFA students and their advisors have kept busy preparing and keeping their eye on the top Livestock Show prizes, others have racked up honors for their performance on the field. The annual sports banquet hosted by the San Benito Quarterback Club honored outstanding athletes and their coaches for a stellar season.
Focus on the rewards of success. Never consider anything else. Very important to being a winner.
The kids worked very hard. People early on were not expecting the season we had because of the amount of seniors we graduated the year before. But our kids work hard and they believe in themselves. They believe in the system, and they went out there and executed the game plans every Friday.
It was a great year. It's really what the whole team expected for us to be great. Yeah, it was just a great year overall.
I felt pretty happy. It was amazing. I liked it. We had a great season. We fell short in a couple games, but that didn't set us back. I enjoyed my time out here. I enjoyed my teammates, the seniors. I'm gonna miss them. My family. My family. We just gotta come back work next year. As again, we lost a big part of our group, all of our captains, our seniors, but we're the younger guys. We're gonna step up and we're gonna become a better team next year.
This team hasn't had the success of last year's team. This is the first time that this team's going to get together. So, we're going out there like we've won nothing, but want to win everything. All I can say is work hard. We're going to stay humble.
I want to wish you the best of luck. Be safe. Play as a family. Play for your city and sharpen the axe. Thank you.
Dreams aren't just for dreamers. They're hope for everyone. Of a better life and better times and sweet memories to come. Then trudge on through with dignity and be proud of what you are, and love yourself for traveling the road where dreams seem far. And when your journey's over and this battle is all done, your dreams will become reality. You will say, I won.
We have witnessed successes both on the field and off, and today we will focus on another group of young men and women involved in the Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. These cadets, just like our athletes, devote many long hours at practice, and their dedication has paid off as they displayed impeccable drill and marching skills at the annual military inspection.
This ceremony you're about to witness today reflects a rich heritage of naval tradition and customs that have been established. It is designed to strengthen respect and dedication to service.
My name is Mike Hale. I'm a commander in the United States Navy, retired, and I work for the Navy as the area manager for Navy JROTC for what we refer to as Area 10, which comprises the majority of Texas. We have 2 down here in the valley that are Navy JROTC units. We have good support from the community, from the families, from the school board, the school district, and also dedicated and committed instructors. And that, with the efforts of the students, they always turn out great programs down here.
I'm really proud of the guys, really proud of all the time and effort spent they spent with us. I know it's not easy staying after school 3 times a week or waking up at like 5:30 in the morning to get here by 6. So it's difficult, but it's worth it. This is our first year going to state. So it's first time in, I think he said 16 years. So it's kind of a big deal for us.
JROTC is a federal program established in federal law with the missions of citizenship development, patriotism, and service to country, not necessarily military service. Although we're based on a military structure, there's no requirement or obligation to go into the military. As a matter of fact, the majority of our students do not go into the military. But however, we do feel that we pass on to them skills and values that help them excel as American citizens. And since this program is based on the Navy core values are honor, courage, and commitment.
The things I've learned most, probably time management, how to take charge, leadership skills. I mean, I've really learned, one of the biggest things I've learned, and probably the most important, is that leadership's a burden, and sometimes you have to make decisions you don't want to, but it all pays off in the end, especially with these guys. I really appreciate having these guys around.
Whether you're going into the military, whether you're going to college, whether you're getting a job, whether you're starting a family of your own, some combination of all those, the skills and values we pass on to them, the values of honor, courage, and commitment, the skills of leadership, self-confidence, self-discipline, those are skills and values that they can take no matter where they're going to go, whether it's military or something else.
Don't worry about your imperfections. I mean, I'm 5'1½". I'm pretty chubby and all these things, but I mean, I'm the executive officer, so don't ever put yourself down just because of what you can't do. Just think about the things you can do. It's really a matter of how much you want it, and give stuff a chance. Some things I never thought I'd be into. I never think I'd even want to be in this program. So I tried it out. I gave it a chance, and I mean now it's my bread and butter. So just have an open mind, and don't worry about what you can do. Just focus on your strengths. Don't worry about your weaknesses.
I would like to thank the parents, the families, the friends, the school board, the school district, the schools themselves, and our instructors for the hard work they put in, but also for the students for their commitment. And I always like to end by thanking the students, and not thanking for what they have done, but thanking them for what they will do, because I know they're going to go on and achieve great things.
NJROTC members are now aiming for one of 2 spots at Nationals, and we'd like to wish them the best of luck. Just like the NJROTC cadets know the importance of polishing their skills, San Benito High School's building trade students know the importance of utilizing their skills and expertise and placing the finishing touches, just like they did to this beautifully constructed home, which they built for a deserving resident.
School district has been in partnership with the City of San Benito Housing Authority, I think since 2013, in which our building and trade students are students who are in our CT program. And one of our CT programs actually build a complete house, which is phenomenal. And so this is the 4th one of, I think, 5 that we were scheduled to build for families. And so, when you think about what this represents in terms of collaboration, when you think about what it represents in terms of students have an opportunity to truly put their education into practice, into use, when you think about the real world skills that they are learning and obtaining, I mean, that really is priceless. But more than that, when you think about the homeowner, the recipient, I mean, imagine, we're standing in her new home.
The high school, through its technology class, they actually do hands-on instruction. So you can read the blueprints, you can draft this and that, but these students actually have a saw in their hand, hammer and nails. So they put their practice into physical work. The end result, they produce a shell of the whole structure, of which now the Housing Authority will take that and place it on a vacant lot. So that's how actually the family is selected, is we're targeting families in the Section 8 or Housing Choice Voucher Program. Once the family is identified, we look for consistent income, we look for acceptable credit.
It's like I'm in a dream right now. They're giving me a house. So basically the program is we're gonna rent it for 5 years, and that's going to cover the down payment and the closing cost, and then after that I'll start making my mortgage payments. I mean, this is definitely an upgrade from where I'm at right now. I'm in a little 2-bedroom apartment. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that was involved, the housing authority, of course God, all the students in San Benito High School, the city of San Benito, I would like to thank.
The learning and knowledge goes beyond just the classroom, and the sky's the limit when professionals come to visit schools to share their knowledge. One such professional is Tim Smith, Chief Meteorologist for KRGV Channel 5. He visited La Paloma Elementary speaking to first graders about the water cycle and other water-related topics.
My name is Tim Smith, Chief Meteorologist at KRGV Channel 5 News. Well, I visited with the kindergarten and first grade students about the weather. We talked about water cycle, we talked about rain and snow and clouds and all the things that really they experience every day with weather. Some of them more than others. Snow a little more rare than the rain. Well, I think it's a chance to make it real for them, a chance to maybe spark something in them that says, you know, science is pretty cool, or weather's pretty cool, or whatever it may be, to spark them to want to learn a little bit more about it. And maybe, you never know, in this group, there's a future scientist in here, probably several. And whatever it takes to spark that interest, you never know what it's going to be. And maybe this helps. Well, I hope they learned a little basic weather information. I hope they have a little better appreciation for the weather, for the water cycle, and for how big the sun is compared to the earth, and ways of heat transferring, plastic and metal, the difference between the two. Just a little something that they can take home to their mom and dad and say, hey, guess what I learned today? And that'll excite them and get them fired up. Channel 5 has always been a proud supporter of the community and anything we can do. And of course, I love visiting with the kids, just love visiting with them. I've been here to this school many times and to a lot of schools across the valley. And again, all you can hope is that this might turn into a science experiment next year. And that science experiment might turn into, taking another science class in high school, which might lead to, going to college. Maybe they weren't going to, but now it's inspired them to stay motivated all the way through high school and get scholarships and go to college. So we can hope that hopefully we just, again, put that spark in somebody to take it to the next level.
While on the topic of weather, the sun cast beautiful rays at the recent groundbreaking ceremony for the Museums of San Benito. And in doing so, it brought smiles to many faces to finally see this dream become a reality. This community is rich in culture, history, and tradition. And this project has a special meaning for so many people directly involved with those projects. One of those individuals is Sandra Temberlinson, who has been persistent throughout the group's journey of finding a permanent home for this museum. We'll also hear from Mayor Celeste Sanchez, who will share a few words about what the museum means to San Benito.
We're here at the Plaza de San Benito, 210 East Stinger. This is going to be a historic day for San Benito because of this new museums, and the groundbreaking, of course, is today. We've been waiting for this for 18, 20 years, and now today we're lucky, it is the groundbreaking ceremony, so that's why we're here today. In 2001, the Texas Conjunto Hall of Fame Museum was created, and then at the same time, 2-3 years before, the San Benito Historical Society was created also, and then the Freddie Fender Museum. So we all got together, and went before the city so they could, help us. And they in 2007, 2008, they gave us the community building. So we've been there for about 8-10 years. And right now we're just, each one has about 300 square feet, more or less. and this will triple, what the space that each will get. But thanks to the City of San Benito, we're now to this point.
This project is the result of a tremendous amount of work, a lot of effort, unwavering inspiration, and an unstoppable spirit.
Well, I think it's twofold. For the community and for the school district. For the community, it will archive our history, our culture, our heritage. It'll archive our music, our arts, our literature, our past, and that will be good for the school district as well as for the community and for the children of this community to see and learn about their past ancestors and how San Benito came to be and who were the people that established San Benito and what kind of industry or what kind of jobs were available back when San Benito started.
We are very grateful to the mayor and city commission because without them, we could not have gotten here. Yes, we could raise money and we could do a lot of different things, but you really need the support of the city. And this right here is a really good example of how much the city cares for its history, its culture, and its people, and its children, and its future. So we're very grateful to the city for doing this for us.
It's a labor of love from many groups that got together and said, we want to preserve this. We have something to be proud of. We want to showcase it.
A big thank you to everyone who has helped us make this possible.
The Museums of San Benito will serve as a place for learning about our community's history and the history of our people. So whether it's at one of our schools or at a local museum, the learning never ends. And one group of students known for migrating to other states can now travel and explore the world without ever leaving home, thanks to an initiative that equips elementary and secondary migrant students with mobile devices.
Oh, we are rolling out the Migrant Technology Device Initiative. Today we're going to actually deploy about 345 devices to the migrant students alone. They are Mac Pro computer laptops, and it's something that we have been working on diligently since they came in, and this is our kickoff date. So parents are coming to pick them up and then to learn a little bit more about what the whole project is about.
So some of you are familiar with Apple. You've seen our products.
What the Migrant program does is we supplement instruction by reinforcing what's already being done by the teachers. So the laptops are going to assist them utilize this device to reinforce what they're already learning. If the teachers give them assignments, they'll be able to do the assignments at home or when they migrate. And then they'll load them up in the Google Classroom within their account, and they'll bring it back, and then the teachers can grade their work.
I know that y'all know that the school district, the Board of Trustees, and Central Administration, our #1 priority is to ensure that you get the absolute best education.
Our department is, we assist, we support all Title I, and we're also partially funded by Migrant as well. So our initiative is to involve the family, to involve the parent, involve the family so that they'll know what the application or the technology we're going to use and how it should be applied at the home.
Thank you all for coming.
When the students migrate, they will have the ability to utilize these devices to stay connected with their teachers. If they have any homework, any assignments, when they go up north to work or wherever that they're going to migrate to, they'll be able to still communicate with the teacher utilizing their Google Classroom account number, student account number.
Today what they're going to learn is what their liability is for having the device, what the project's intended for so that they can continue their studies, so they can hopefully graduate on time. And also they're going to be we have an Apple rep here that's actually going to show them, he's going to go and show them what it is to work with the applications that have been installed on the devices, and he's just going to show them the help that's out there for them so that they can succeed.
Just as our students never stop learning, our teachers continue acquiring knowledge from each other through the district-initiated Teachers Teaching Teachers program. A group of middle school teachers recently gathered at a training session offered by Veterans Memorial Academy teachers.
Visual is better than no visual as far as examining each question.
Melba Johnson has been coming to work with us for 3 years, and what we were doing today was just kind of like an overview of what she's already taught us so that we can implement the strategy of thinking maps with the test that's coming up on March 28th.
This is my second year experiencing more new models that she's demonstrating to us to be able to demonstrate and to practice, especially with our ELL students and our special population students.
Today we were going over revising and editing and the distinct difference between the two and how we can relay that message to the students so that when they're taking an exam, like for example the end of course exam, they're able to address the questions as per whether it's a revising question or an editing question, and they get a lot of confusion there sometimes.
When we're doing the flow maps, as far as the essay writing, there are acronyms. And if they can remember the acronym when they're writing or getting ready to write their draft for their exam, then they can go ahead and make sure when they follow along that they didn't miss a sentence. Or they can go back and say, you know what, I forgot to add my explain. Let me go back and put that detail in there. And what catches their attention is using the thinking maps, using strategies as far as color coding, because once they remember the color coding, they can also go back. They can catch the little things that they normally wouldn't think about day-to-day usage, as far as verb tense, as far as comma splices, as far as compound complex sentences.
Tell me, anybody on the back row?
Even tempted to quit, comma. After a while, comma, though, comma. We found ourselves somewhere.
With these thinking maps, it helps them get to the answer because they need a lot of the tactile, the visual, the auditory, and the oral. We need to address the different learning styles and also our special pops with thinking maps.
One of the things that I have learned in the past and from other teachers is that practice makes perfect, and the only way to practice is through repetition.
So whether the learning takes place at an elementary school such as Sullivan Elementary, either inside or outside the classroom setting, or whether there's adult learning taking place and students are preparing to bring home the top prize, it's evident that San Benito CISD continues working together with students, teachers, staff, parents, and community members, making progress and reaching goals one day at a time. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of The Insider. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.